Hi, I'm Amy Slevin, former osteopath, current yoga teacher, performer and life coach, not necessarily in that order. Anyway, I'm here to tell you today how I managed to put on weight doing the Zoe thing. If you don't know what the Zoe thing is, I'll explain. If you have heard of Zoe, then feel free to skip ahead a few seconds because then you don't need this explanation. So if you've never heard of Zoe, it's an app program thingy where you wear a continuous blood glucose monitor on your arm. That is not it. I'm wearing a jumper and I've taken it off. But anyway, you wear a glucose monitor for 2 weeks and it tells you how your body reacts to particular foods and all the foods that you're eating for 2 weeks. So also as a part of the Zoe thing, they test your blood fat levels. Hello, here's a cat. And you send off a little shit sample too. So poo in the post, anyone? About 4 weeks later, they send you the results and you find out what kind of state your body is in. And because you're wearing a constant glucose monitor, you can see your blood glucose changing in real time. So for example, I could eat like a sandwich and then test it on the phone because you're wearing an app. You just go ding, ding, and you test your blood glucose and it'll tell you in real time how your body has responded to that food. Kind of cool. Now, major spoiler, the people at Zoe already know the things that we can do to help regulate our blood sugar because of all the wonderful people and the guinea pigs who've tested before us. So I was a bit like, so I've spent all this money for them to discover what they already know. Anyway, all that to tell you that I managed to put on weight. Now let's get to the good bit. Why and how did I manage to put on weight? Okay, it's very simple. I can sum it up in one sentence, but I'm going to drag it out because this is a YouTube video and that's what we like to do. So during these 2 weeks, I was eating all the usual stuff. You know, I love salads, I love vegetables, I love healthy food, but I eat way too much of it, frankly, and I know that. You know, and plus, you know, the usual naughties, cakes, sweeties, orgies, that sort of thing. Seeing my blood sugar basically remain stable essentially gave me license to eat everything and anything I wanted, including all the bad stuff. Not cool, bitches, not cool. So that's partially why I put on weight, but there's another reason as well, because we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Emotional eating. Yes, bitches. At the time that I was doing Zoe, I was at a kind of like pretty mentally low patch in my life. And so I just gave myself permission to eat all the shit around me, to go to the shops and buy more of it as well. Like, let's not pretend I was buying the stuff. Yeah. But not just the sugar. I massively overdo it on healthy food as well. Like, I know I'm supposed to stop. And I'm like, I feel full, but I'm gonna keep going. Why? Why? It's because I'm trying to override an uncomfortably mental, emotional feeling. So we'll go to physical discomfort to the point where I'm like, I feel so awful. But that physical discomfort is like a distraction from the mental discomfort. And it's also the immediate gratification of like, this feels so delicious right now. I'm gonna have so much more of it, to delay the uncomfortable emotional feeling. And so many of us do it. And no amount of Zoeing and understanding your biology and your physiology can fix that. We all have our own unique reasons for doing it. And we know that we shouldn't. We know that the thing that we're about to shove in our faces is not going to be good for us. It's like we need to notice our patterns. We need to notice, okay, so every time we're getting up and about to shove some sort of chocolate in our mouth, yum, I've got some over there and I'm kind of eyeing it up. Maybe if we ask ourselves, what am I hoping to get from this right now? What is this little bit of chocolate or biscuit or cake or burger or whatever it is, what is that going to give me right now that I can't get in any other way? And how can I get the same feeling or the same effect from a different way? From a different way, right? We need to ask ourselves every time we're about to put that burger or the cake or the chocolate, whatever it is, that we know we shouldn't be eating because we're not stupid. Like, we know we're not supposed to, but we fucking love it because it's delicious in that moment. Whatever, if we ask ourselves, okay, what am I trying to escape from? Or what am I thinking or anticipating or hoping that this little thing of food is going to give me? And we ask ourselves that every time, which is like a laborious process, let me tell you, I've tried. And just sort of have a bit of curiosity around that and address the emotional eating and address the emotions behind the eating. That's where the work needs to be, really. That's what I think. For me, and probably, you know, for billions of people around the world. We need to treat it like an addiction. But it's so difficult because it's not like we can just stop. In the same way, like, you can't, like, you can just stop drinking, you can stop smoking, you can stop other stuff. But because we have to eat to live, it's very fucking hard. So, yeah, I think we need to have like a little bit of empathy for ourselves and a bit of like understanding of, and not judge ourselves for the eating. Well, I'm gonna get a bit emotional because I think we do, right? We know we're not supposed to eat that stuff. And we're like, and because we know that, and because, like, you know, maybe we have put on weight, or maybe we are a bit bigger, whatever it is, we judge ourselves on top of the eating. So we're like, oh God. And then we're like fucked squared because we know we're eating too much, and we're judging ourselves and like berating ourselves for doing it. Like, come on, we need to like give ourselves a bit of a break here and just be like, why am I doing this? And understand and give a bit of empathy for ourselves in those moments, and then work from there. So, my fellow emotional eaters, I'm gonna go cry myself into a corner, maybe have some chocolate now, but there you go. That is why I put on weight doing Zoe, and I hope that you found some value in this video.